Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to the 4,000 Question Challenge. This is episode number 6. Um, what should you wish for more often or more sincerely than anything else? As a child, my father's death. What should you remember of the lessons you were taught in elementary school? Not particularly. I read a lot on my own as a child. I remember that. And I remember I felt that I was primarily self-taught, and I still think I'm primarily self-taught. What is one of your best and worst childhood memories? Um, my best childhood memories? Again, my grandparents are probably right up there in that list. What else might be interesting? Good for a childhood memory. Um, Sometimes I got good, like Christmases or Easters. I got good gifts when I was a kid. My grandmother would spoil me. She'd like buy a bunch of gifts for me at Easter and hide them around. Some of them were really cool, like full size, the full size GI Joe action figures, like the tall ones. Those were cool. Before they shrunk them down and made them small. Um, yeah, I guess something like that. And I'm not touching the worst one. Um, what did you fear most about becoming an adult? I didn't think I was going to become an adult, so I didn't really have a fear of being an adult. My original plan when I was in high school was to commit suicide on the night of graduation, so I didn't really have a fear of being an adult. What was the remedy for the common cold in your home? I don't remember that we had one. I don't know. What was the most difficult thing to overcome from your childhood? The anxiety, depression, and PTSD. What details do you remember of your childhood bedroom? Um, the bulk of my life, I can remember clearly the bedroom we had when I lived in my second apartment, because I had a jungle theme, strangely, when I was younger, and so the carpet was green, and there was like bamboo things, and it was a jungle theme. But as I got older, it drifted away from that as my room slowly shifted as I covered the walls with posters, and I covered every surface that would hold a model with a model, and I hung models from the ceiling, and eventually I moved past that, and it just became you know the room of a 14 or 15-year-old kid before we moved out. Um, okay, where was I? Sorry, these things aren't numbered. I apologize. Um, what playground activities did you like best? We used to pretend that we were the crew of the Starship Enterprise. I always played Bones. Um, are there foods, smells, flavors, sounds, songs, etc., that bring back memories of your childhood? Yes, there are. Would really, I would really be surprised if that wasn't true for every human being in the world. But yeah, my sense of smell is very strong. And oddly, and this is going to probably sound strange to some people, there are times in the winter, because I've got the windows closed, of course, it's wintertime. I've got the bedroom door closed while I'm sleeping, because I sleep in the daytime. So the room itself can be a little stuffy, and I can wake up, and the most prevalent smell in the room is my breath. And there are times, and it's not like I have bad breath, because I don't, but I can smell my breath. I can smell me. And there are times when that smell evokes my uncle, my mother's brother, my Uncle George. And I smell like him. And I'm the only person in the world that smells like George, because I share his genetics. And I will be the last person that smells like George, because I have no children. Um, and that memory is still very strong for me, because I miss George a lot. He was a good egg. Um, what was the first book you remember reading just for fun? just for fun. First book I read just for fun. I don't remember. I started reading when I was 5. My mother tells me that when I had read every single book in the house that was approachable by a child, and I was reading above my age grade by quite a bit. I mean, when I was in 6th grade at age 11, because I was a little young for that age that year for all the years, I was reading college age fiction. So yeah, I was reading 2001: Space Odyssey when I was 11. So yeah, so I was always hitting above my weight. But at 5, no. She tells me that when I ran out of books, I would read the dictionary, which I don't remember. And you think if I did that, I'd be a better speller, because I'm not a particularly good speller. I know what the words mean. I almost always know how to say the words properly, but I don't know how to spell them. I am endlessly baffled by why English is set up the way English is set up. And I've studied the language, and it still doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why do some syllables have a double consonant and some very similar words don't have a double consonant? Why does some words have an A and some have an E, even though the sound is almost exactly the same, and I can't tell them apart? So yeah, English is my only language, unless you call D&D my second language. And I can't spell worth a darn. Thankfully, I have my phone, which tells me what it thinks I'm trying to spell, and my spell checker here, which makes me look far better when it comes to writing things, because I'm not good. I also can't type. I type with like two fingers on each hand. So when I have to look at the keyboard. So when I'm done typing on the keyboard for a passage, I look at the screen, and then if I've typed like 5 or 6 lines, there's usually 5 or 6 spelled words that I just didn't type correctly, or I spelled incorrectly when I have to go back and edit. So I go back and edit everything I read, even YouTube comments, because I'm just not good at spelling. Never have been. So this has been episode 6. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I am enjoying this series.